300 years. That is how long the glacier kept its secret, and how long the world forgot what it was keeping. Lyra Ashbourne was 27. No queen. No warrior. No plan. She carried a map, inked not on parchment, but on her dying mother's skin. The last woman who believed dragons were real had written the directions in her own flesh, because she knew no paper would survive what was coming. The cavern below was total darkness. Cold like a presence. Like something that breathed. At its center, a black egg the size of a war horse. Not glowing. Pulsing. Amber. Violet. Then something older than color, older than language, older than fire itself. She waited. At midnight, it cracked. What stepped out looked at her not with the eyes of a newborn, but with the eyes of something that had been waiting for her, specifically, for 3 centuries. It already knew her name. 500 miles away, 5 kings received identical reports before dawn. By morning, every army on the continent had begun to move. Not toward the darkness. Toward her. 3 months. That was all it took for Dracarion to grow a wingspan of 40 feet. He moved through the sky the way catastrophe moves through history, total, silent, impossible to stop once begun. Lyra rode him above the Kotharan peaks for the first time, and the world below became irrelevant. The wind tasted of altitude and something older, ozone, ash, the residue of an empire that had burned itself out 3 centuries before and never recovered. Then the vision came. Not a dream. Not a memory. Dracarion drove it directly into her mind like a blade, the ruins of the old Dragon Lord Empire, still smoldering, because time itself refused to let them cool. Black stone pillars. Lakes of molten glass. And at the center, something stood. Not alive. Not dead. Patient in the way only ancient malice can be patient. It turned its head. It looked back at her through the vision, through centuries, through the thin membrane separating what was from what was already coming. It had been preparing. It had been waiting. And now, for the first time in 1,000 years, it smiled. The 5 kingdoms sent their fastest riders north. They were not coming to help. Beyond the ash wall, the world simply ended. Not in metaphor, in fact. Black ice to every horizon. Air that tasted metallic and sweet, the way a battlefield smells 3 days after the fighting stops. No army sent north in 1,000 years had returned. Lyra walked in anyway. Dracarion's shadow moved above her like a second sky. She found it at the wasteland's heart, a cathedral of frozen bone. Impossible arches. Spires wrapped in shadow that moved independently of light. And inside, they were waiting. Every dragon lord who had ever lived. Hundreds of them. Preserved upright in black ice, eyes open, mouths slightly parted, as if caught mid-command. Lyra understood then what her mother had always known and never said aloud. The dragons had not died. They had been consumed, every last one. Their fire taken. Their bones made into architecture. Their riders frozen into permanent servitude to something older than any of them. Dracarion smelled it before she did. He roared, and the ice cracked for half a mile in every direction. The darkness at the cathedral's center moved for the first time. It turned. It smiled without a face. One dragon, it said without speaking. One dragon is exactly what I needed to finally wake. The dead marched
Hold the line,
south
they
at
shall not
midnight.
pass.
Black ice armor that felt no cold, and broke no oath. Dead kings led them, dragon lords reanimated, the fire stolen from them now burning in service of the thing that consumed them. The last city's walls held for 4 hours. For hours. When the gates broke, there was silence, the specific silence of a world accepting its own extinction. One dragon circled above the burning towers. One woman looked at the scars on her arm and finally understood what they had always been telling her. The bond between rider and dragon was never designed to be survived by both. It was a fuse. She told Dracarion what she intended. He didn't resist. He didn't grieve. He had known since the moment he opened his eyes in that glacier cavern and looked at her as if he already knew her name. Because he did. They climbed above the smoke, above the darkness, above the end of everything. And then the sky went from black to gold to white. The darkness below did not scream. It simply ceased. Some fires are not survived. They are inherited.